Movie menu, movie menu, movie menu.
Welcome, ladies and gents. I'm Dan the Man Munoz, host of Movie Menu Reviews, your weekly movie news and reviews podcast. Joined with my special co-host, Mike Sam.
Hey!
How's it going, Mike?
It's going good. How's it going with you, Dan?
It's going pixelated, I guess. Because we're reviewing Pixels for you. You're not welcome. Pixels is directed by Christopher Columbus. It's adapted by a short film of the same name, directed by Patrick Jean. Pixels follows aliens misinterpreting video feeds of classic arcade games as declaration of war. They attack Earth in the form of those video games. It stars Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Michelle Monaghan, Josh Gad, and Peter Dinklage. All right, Mike, we're going to talk about what worked, what didn't work, and our final thoughts before we rate this film. So, Mike, what worked?
The CGI. The special effects were really awesome. I thought it was fun to see just these giant 3D versions of all the arcade games we like Pac-Man and Centipede. I'm not giving anything away. All this is in the trailer. So what about for you, Dan?
I agree. I think the CGI was so awesome. It was cool to see not only just the characters, but how when they would destroy stuff, how they would go pixelated into blocks and stuff like that. That was pretty awesome. And it was very seamless. I also enjoyed was the video game action. So the premise of the film is these aliens come down and challenge Earth to basically live video games.
Yeah.
So it was fun to see that as well. I've loved arcade games since I was a kid, so it was fun to watch that on the big screen. What else worked?
So the CGI, you mentioned the video game action, also the fun cameos, both video game character cameos and like 80s actors and actresses cameos. So that was really fun.
That was a cool device that they used to give messages to the Earthlings.
Yeah.
Because they sent a capsule from the 80s, so all the aliens know that about Earth is the 80s pop culture. And so they use that to communicate with the Earthlings, and it's quite fun to see what cameos they use. It's kind of funny. Now, what didn't work for you, Mike?
What didn't work, I feel like the writing was the main thing that stood out. And you know what? One of the things that I couldn't help but think of was Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And I would have wished that they would have had gotten Edgar Wright to direct.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Instead of Pixels, I felt like that would have been a perfect match for this movie. I was like, why didn't they get him to write and direct this? It would have been perfect. It would have been so perfect, and I think it would have been a much better film for it. So, but anyways, going back to Pixels, unfortunately, this isn't a review.
Mind explosion.
So with Pixels, the other things that didn't work, Qbert. They have I guess Qbert becomes a co-star out of nowhere, and it annoyed the hell out of me. It was like Jar Jar
No
Binks.
Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph did a good job with Qbert, and then this movie kind of did not do a good job with Qbert. What didn't work for me, I felt like this movie, even though it's not as bad, it's similar to Transformers in the sense that the human characters are just in the way, because you're really there to watch the arcade games, and you really, I don't know, I didn't find the human characters that interesting. I enjoyed more like watching Pac-Man do his thing, and Donkey Kong and Centipede, and it could have been just any generic people playing the game, but the characters that they try to make you care for, I mean, it's like meh. It didn't really work.
They're like interchangeable. It could have been.
They could have been anyone.
It could have been, I don't know, Jack Black and some other people. They're just interchangeable people. Unfortunately,
What are your overall thoughts of this film, Mike?
My overall thoughts: great CGI, fun cameos, so story, so directing. What about you, Dan?
I agree. And then people, I mean, this is an Adam Sandler film, so that's a huge stigma on it. It's not as bad as people say it is, but it's definitely not executed as well as it could have been. Might call Edgar Wright, because that's a freaking awesome idea.
Yes.
Edgar Wright should, if they do a sequel, Edgar Wright should do it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But other than that, this movie isn't anything worth rushing to the theater for. It has its fun moments, but overall, I mean, it's not going to be any standout film of the summer, unfortunately. Mike, rate this film.
Takeout. Wait till it comes out on Netflix or
Online.
Yeah, online somewhere.
I agree. Take out. We don't watch it at home. Or even so much so, if you would rather not watch it, I would recommend watching the Futurama episode. That's basically the same premise, but executed much better.
Yes, and it's only like 5 minutes long.
Yeah, it's Futurama Raiders of the Last Arcade.
Yes.
And
check that out.
It's a fun episode, and it's basically the same premise as Pixels.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I remember thinking of when I saw the trailer. I was like, wait a minute, this is Futurama.
You could also just watch the short that the movie was based on.
Yeah, which will be in the description below.
Yeah.
We'll have a link for it. So watch that as well.
Yeah, 2010 short Pixels. If you look that up, it'll pop up too. Watch those two things, which both combined are probably like less than 10 minutes. And I think it'll be much more enjoyable than this film.
I agree. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Dan. It was fun.
Let us know if you saw Pixels. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. Make sure to like this video if you like our review. Also, make sure to watch our video review of last week, which was Trainwreck, which you can find up here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can subscribe right here. Press the button. Mike, press the button. There you go. You're subscribed now. Also, make sure to check out MovieMenuReviews.com for movie news and reviews. All right, that's it.
Awesome. Don't pixelate me, Dan.
Bye.
See you later.
Movie menu. Movie menu.